Welcome to the True Horror channel. If this is your first time listening, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Now, let's listen to today's story. After Layla's death, the world lost its sound. Adam didn't feel grief the way people expected. What he felt was emptiness, a heavy emptiness, as if his soul had been taken away and only his body was left behind. The apartment felt too big. The silence became terrifying. Everything reminded him of her: the cup, the chair, the faint scent still trapped in her clothes. On the first night he slept alone, he stared at the ceiling for hours. He felt a presence in the room. He couldn't see it, but he could feel it. Just before falling asleep at dawn, he heard a faint voice, very soft, as if it came from inside his own head. Adam, he opened his eyes suddenly, his heart racing. The room was empty. He tried to convince himself it was grief, that his mind was playing tricks on him, that hearing her voice was normal, but the feeling didn't go away. Days passed, and the voice returned. Not every night, but always late, just before dawn. Sometimes he heard her calling his name. Sometimes he felt a cold touch on his hand while he slept. He didn't scream. He didn't run away. Instead, he stayed silent and he listened. 2 weeks later, he saw her for the first time. He was standing in front. When he lifted his eyes, he saw her reflection behind him. She wasn't fully clear, not completely solid, but it was her. Her features, her hair, her eyes. He froze, unable to turn around. He heard her say, her voice full of longing, "I missed you." He turned suddenly. No one was there. He looked back at the mirror. Empty. He collapsed onto the floor and laughed. A broken laugh coming from someone on the edge of falling apart. He told himself he was hallucinating, that he needed help, that he was losing his mind. Yet deep inside, his heart felt something else. Happiness. Layla was still here, even if it was like this. From that night on, her presence became clearer. Sometimes she appeared in the darkness. Sometimes in reflections on glass. Sometimes she was nothing but a whisper close to his ear. She was always calm, always gentle, and she always said the same words, "I still love you." Adam began to cling to those moments. He started waiting for her, turning off the lights early, keeping the room silent. He stopped going out, stopped answering his friends. His work began to suffer. Nothing mattered anymore except the moment she would appear. Slowly, the outside world felt heavy, noisy, and wrong, as if he no longer belonged there. After about a month, her words began to change. She started talking about another place. A quiet place. A place with no pain, no separation, no death. A place where they could be together again. She told him that staying here without her was torture, and that he deserved rest. At first, he was afraid of that talk. He said no. He told her he still had a life, but she was patient. Every time he grew weak, she appeared. Every time loneliness crushed him, she spoke to him. And every time he broke, she came closer. On a cold winter night, the power went out. The darkness was complete, and the cold filled the room. Adam sat on his bed, feeling his heart grow tired. Suddenly, the air changed. The room grew colder. When he lifted his eyes, she was standing in front of him. Layla was there fully, but not the way he remembered her. Her face was pale. Her eyes were darker than they should have been. Her clothes were stained with blood, as if the moment of her death had never ended. She reached out her hand and said in a calm, heavy voice, "Come, it's time." Adam felt that something was wrong, but the longing was stronger. He stood up, stepped closer, and took her hand. The moment he touched her, a freezing cold rushed into his bones. Still, he didn't pull away. Her smile changed, her feature tightened, and her voice was no longer, "Layla, you belong to me now." The last thing Adam remembered was the feeling of his breath being pulled from him, as if something was slowly dragging his soul away. In the morning, the neighbors noticed a strange smell. They broke the door open. Adam was lying on the bed. His face was calm. A faint smile rested on his lips. Dead. The doctors said it was sudden cardiac arrest. But no one could explain the two handprints on the mirror. One was Adam's. The other was longer than normal, with fingers that did not look human at all.